Okay, this set of questions, 4 questions are there in this set of we have one pie diagram over here and one bar diagram. 7 persons came together and invested a certain amount to start a business. The pie chart shows below represents a percentage share of investment of each of the 7 business partners. Okay, so this is a breakup of investment. The total investment is $2 million. Okay, then investment as a percentage of the net worth of each person. Okay, so suppose Tim is 4%. Tim has invested 4%. So that means what he has see, Tim's investment is 11% of 2 million, right? That is actually 4% of his net worth, right? Investment as a percentage of the net worth of each person. Okay, I hope you are getting my point. I just come once again. Tim has invested 11% of 2 million, right? Which is actually 4% of his net worth, right? Investment as a percentage of the net worth of each person. Okay, so this concept should be clear in your mind. Now we go to the questions. The net worth of which person is the highest? See, as in our day-to-day life, we use we are very much comfortable with the rupees, right? We are not at all very much comfortable with dollars and millions, right? So what I do is, instead of making this circle as 2 million, I assume it to be 200, right? After that, for zeros and millions will convert later on, right? Now what is happening, the total of actually this circle in this percentage term, it must be 100. So if I assume it to be 200, every amount will be double. So suppose Tim is 22, then this is 20, this is 14, this is 26, this is 10, this is 46, and this is 62, right? So that becomes very easy for us to handle. Okay, now as I've already told you, I have explained to you. See, Tim, for Tim, if we take example, Tim has invested 22 rupees, right? And this is actually 4% of his net worth, right? That means his net worth should be 22 by 4%. Now, in each and every case of this 7 cases, in the denominator will be having the percentage, but we have to compare, right? So what I do is I just eliminate the percentage from the denominator. So my actual calculation becomes 22 by 4. Okay, I just explain it once again. Tim's net worth, I suppose it is X, and 4% of X is 22, right? So X is equal to 22 by 4%, but in the denominator I'll be getting percentage everywhere, so I'm just deleting it, right? No need to write because we just have to make the comparison. Okay, so Tim is 22 by 4, then we have Jack. Jack is 10 by 5.5, or I can say 100 by 55. Then we have Bennett. Bennett is 14 by 3. Then we have Ellen. Ellen is 26 by 7. Then we have this 4.5. The Smith. Smith is 62 by 4.5. Then we have this guy Paul, that is 46 by 1. Then we have this guy, the last one, Brijesh, that is 5%, 10. So here it is 10 by 8. Okay. Now, do I need to tell you which of this is highest? Obviously 46 by 1, right? No need to go for any sort of calculations, right? So 46 by 1, that is of Paul. And apart from that, you can also judge it by looking at the bar diagram, right? See, this bar diagram is investment as a percentage of net worth. That means Paul has minimum investment, right? Minimum percentage, right? Investment as a percentage of net worth. So his net worth is suppose X, so only 1% of X he has invested, right? That means bright chances are there his net worth will be more than any other person's, but it depends upon the data over here also, that is 46. Okay, so if you write all this expression, it will be easy for you to handle. So the answer is Paul. Now the difference between the net worth of Ellen and Jack is approximately. So here we have already calculated the net worth. Here I just made one mistake. Jack is actually 100 by 55, not it is 100 by 5.5. It is actually 20, so it will be 200 by 55, right? I'm sorry because it was not, it did not make any difference in the previous question, so maybe I didn't catch that. Okay, but in this case it would make difference. So this is 200 by 55 and this is 26 by 7. So precisely we have to find out the difference between these two, and this difference is from 200. So for 2 million we can put up the zeros, as many zeros as required, right? So what is the difference? That is this is actually 40 by 11, right? 540, 511, and this is 26 by 7. So this is like 280 minus 286, right? This is 280 and this is 286. So the difference is 6 by 77. Okay, whether positive or negative, but the difference is 6, right? 280 minus 286, so 6 by 77. We have to calculate approximately. I just make it 78. 3 2s are 326, 1 by 30. So that is around 8%, or I can say 0.08, because 13 8s are 104, bit more than, see 1 by 13 is around 8%. Okay, so it's 0.08. So once we calculated the net worth, we have used that in this question also. Okay, I hope you are clear. Now this question, total investment made by Bennett as a percentage of net worth of Brijesh. Okay, Brijesh net worth, Brijesh has invested rupees 10, and that is actually 8% of his net worth, right? So net worth of Brijesh is 10 by 8%, or I can say 1000 by 8, or I can say in all it is 125, right? You got my point? Brijesh has invested 10 rupees, okay, and that is 8% of his net worth, right? So his net worth net worth 8% is 10, that means net worth is 125. Okay, so net worth of Brijesh is 125. Investment by Bennett, since we are taking all the calculation from 200, so no need to worry. Investment of Bennett is 14 rupees. Just write 14. And this is what percent that we have to find out. Okay, so that's pretty simple. Let's take this set of questions. We have 4 questions in this set. Company-wise split up of the domestic sales of tires for 2003-4. Breakup is given of different companies. Total is 4,000 crore. And country-wise split up of the exports of Queen's tires. Okay. So here percentage breakup is given, here degree breakup is given. You must be knowing that the center of this circle must be 360 degree. So this is actually breakup of 360 degree. So that can be easily converted to percentage. Now zone wise split up of domestic sales of Queen's tires. Okay. So this is domestic breakup, and this is export breakup of the same company, Queen's Tires. Okay. And the export of Queen's Tire is 25% of its domestic sales. So this is the information we have got from all these 3 pie charts. Now we go to the questions. Okay, the first question, if the exports of Bhuchakra Limited are 20% of its domestic sales, then by how much are the exports of Queen's Tire Limited to China less than, okay, we go slowly. Export of Bhuchakra Limited are 20% of its domestic sales. So this is the domestic breakup. Bhuchakra is 8% of 4,000 crore. So that is 320 crore, and its export is 20% of a domestic sale. That means 20% of 320, that is 64 crore. Okay, so this data is 64. Okay, Queen's Tires to China. Okay, Queen's Tires export to China. Okay, Queen's Tire is 6% of 4,000 crore. That means it is 240 crore. and Queen Star export is 25% of its domestic, so 1/4 of this, that is 6 crore. I'm sorry, 60 crore. To 60 crore export is there, and to China it is 75 degrees, so 75 out of 360. Okay, so this is export to China. So 64 minus 12, 52.5, so 51.5 crore. Okay, that's pretty simple. In 2003-4, the sales of Queen's Tire Limited in North Zone, Queen's Tires Limited in North Zone, okay, Queen's Tires, we have already calculated as 240 crore and domestic sale, and North Zone 20% of domestic sale, so 240, 20% is 48 crore. And it forms what percentage of export of SVS Limited? Okay, so SVS Limited, it is 5% of 4,000 crore, so it is 20 crore. SVS domestic is 20 crore, and its ratio of export and domestic is 3:5. So 5 is 20, that means 3 is 12, right? So SVS, I'm sorry, 5% is 200. Sorry. So this is 200, then this must be 120. Okay, so if export of SVS Limited, so we have to calculate this 40%. Okay. Okay, the average export price of a tire manufactured by Queen's Tire Limited is twice that of tires sold domestically. If Queen's Tires sold 450,000 tires during this tenure, how many of items were exported? Okay, see, two things we know: the price ratio of domestic and this export is 1:2, and sales is 1:4, right? Sorry, 4:1. So basically sales is price into quantity. So P1 into Q1 is equal to S1. So price in domestic, price ratio in domestic is to export is 1/4, right? Quantity ratio we don't know, so I just write down X by Y, or domestic by export, and sales is 4/1. Price ratio is 1/2, I'm sorry, and sales is 4/1. Okay, so the quantity is 8 by the quantity domestic, quantity ratio domestic is to export is 8:1. That means of the total quantity 1/9 is being exported. So 1/9 of 4,50,000, that is 50,000. Simple. If the total number of tires exported to Sri Lanka by Queen's Limit is 5,000, what is the average price per tire exported by Queen's Tire to Sri Lanka? Okay, so okay, total export is we have already calculated, that is 60 crore, because that is 6%, that is 240 crore is domestic, and 1/4 of that, that is 60 crore is export. And out of 60 crore, 60 degree is achieved by Sri Lanka. 60, that is 1/6. This is 1/6 of 360. So 10 crore is exported to Sri Lanka. That means we can say sales of 10 crore. Now sales is 10 crore, and price is this total number of tires is 5,000. So 20,000. Okay, so the price is 20,000 rupees. I hope you are clear. Okay, two questions. Chart 1 shows the distribution by value of exports of woven cotton fabrics to various countries in year 2002. Okay, and chart 2 shows distribution by, okay, here distribution by value, distribution by quantity of exports of this. Okay, so this is sales, or we can say value, and this is quantity. The total value is $1260 million. So this total is $1260 million, and the total quantity is 300,000 ton. So 300 and 1000, so I can say 3 lakh ton. Now the question, the country in which the average price is highest is, see, price is actually value by quantity, right? So since this all this entire data is in percentage and this is also in percentage, so we can directly divide them, right? So UK is 15%, so 15 by quantity is 12, because the common data will be cancelled since we have to make the comparison. Now Germany, it's 11 by 14, US it is 26 by 23, Australia it is 20 by 20, Spain it is 16 by 12. Okay, so this is less than 1, this is just 1, this is 3 by 12, we take the extra part from 1, so this is 3 by 12, or I can say 1 by 4. This is 3 by 23, and this is 1 by 3, or I can say 4 by 12, 1 by 3. So highest is this. Okay, so Spain. So the average price is highest in Spain. Simple. The average price in dollar per kilogram for Spain is approximately, okay, Spain contribution is 16% of 1260, right? So price will be 1260, and this is actually in million dollar. So 1 million is 10 raised to power 6. So this dollar, this is the total sales or total whatever is the value, and 16% of this is Spain, so it is 16. I just write down, or maybe this side, then divided by total quantity. So the total quantity is 3 lakh ton. So 3 into 10 raised to power 5 into 10 raised to power 3, I am converting it to kilogram, and out of this Spain contribution is 12%. So I just write into 12, percentage will be cancelled. Okay, so 6 and 1, 7, and here it is 8, so I just put up 1 0 over here. So 28 by 5, that is 5.6. Okay, simple. We have this set of questions. Annual growth rate of revenue of advertising industry from 2003 to 6. Section-wide distribution of revenue of advertising industry in the year 2005. Okay, a revenue of advertising industry in this various segments. Fine. Total is 12,600 crore, and this is the breakup of that, and growth rate. Fine. In 2004, if the revenue from the print media was rupees 5,600 crore, 2004, then what percentage of revenue of advertising industry came from print media in 2004? Now that's simple. See, we don't know the overall revenue of advertising industry in 2004, but we know the growth rate from 2004 to 2005. Growth rate is 8%, right? And we know the total revenue in 2005, that is 12,600 crore. That means in 2004 we have the growth rate of 8%. So in 2004 this must be this amount. Okay, the total revenue must be this amount, right? And if the revenue from print media was 5,600 crore, and we have to find out this 5,600 crore is what percent of this, right? So I just take 5,600 over here. So I just remove the 2 zeros and 108 I write over here in 200. So that is, I'm removing. So this is the calculation we have to make. So this is 18.6, this is 18.7, 7 8s are, so 8 into 6, 48%, right? So the problem was simple, interesting as well. Okay, in 2006, what is the revenue of advertising industry from television if the sector-wise breakup in 2006 is same as in 2005? Okay, so in 2005, the revenue is this total revenue is 12,600 crore, right? And growth in 2006 is 14.2%, right? So next year, that means in 2006, the revenue will be 12600 into 1.142, right? So this is the revenue of 2006. And since the breakup is same, so television contribution is 40% over here. So I just can write it is 0.4 over here, or 40 by 10, or 2 by 5. Okay, so this is the calculation we have to do. I just shift it over here. This is 20, and of course I just write 0.4 over here. Okay, since the options are approximated, I guess, because we cannot have just 4-digit answer for this multiplication. So what I do is I just keep it as 2 by 5. So 5, 25 approx. Then it is 25 into 250. That means around half of this. So 1142, half of this must lie somewhere 5. Initial digits must be 5, 5 or 5, 6. So the closest over here is this, right? If we just divide it by 2, so 2 5s are 10, it's a 5, 7 approx. So initial 2 digits must be 5, 7, and 25 into 250, because of 50 can be written as 100 by 2. That's why I'm dividing it by 2. So approx answer will be 50, 5, 7. Initial digits will be 5, 7. Since there is none of these, no need to calculate further. Other options are quite far from this. Okay. What is the approximate percentage growth in revenue of advertising industry from 2003 to 2005? Okay, so what we assume is in 2003 we assume it to be 100, right? So next year in 2004 the growth is 9.2%. So in this case the revenue will be 1.092, and in the very next year it is growing by 8%. So it is 1.08, right? So this is the revenue of 2005 if the revenue of 2003 is 100. So we can make the direct comparison. Now since the options are closer, 17, 18, 19, 21, right? So you have to be very particular with this multiplication. Otherwise you will end up making mistake. So I have already told you the method of multiplying two numbers in our basic calculation sessions, how to multiply two numbers when both of them are closer to any power of 10. So over here, if I remove the decimal, both the numbers are closer to 1000. So how can we multiply them? Accurate multiplication, this is 92 plus 92 from 1000, this is plus 80 from 1000. Just multiply these two over here. 8 2s are 16, 8 9s are 72, and 173. Just write one digit, because with this multiplication we have to fill up 3 digits only, right? Now remaining 7 has to be carried. You have to go for the cross addition, and then you have to add the carryover. So precisely 1092 plus 87 we have to do, right? Okay, so our figure will be 1.17 something, because we removed this decimal. So 1 2 3 4 5 6, so 1.17 from 100 to 1.17, that means 17% growth is there, right? In fact, it is 17.9 if we see just 0.179. So precisely if we multiply it by 100, we'll be getting 17.9. So that is actually closer to 18. So instead of 17, we choose 18%, right? Very closer to 18. So this sort of calculations you must be knowing. Sometimes they are really required. And bit approximation can be done. Instead of this as 1092, what I do is I just write it as 109. I just remove this decimal, I take 109 and this as 108. Now this is plus 9 from 100, this is plus 8 from 100. From this multiplication we have filled up 2 digits. This is 117. So this is precisely 1.1772. Now we have approximated this 2 bit downside because we have removed this 2 which is there at the third place. So our answer must be 17.72%. So bit more than 17.72. So the very closer is 18%. So this way also you can go. This is very accurate, highly accurate. This is bit less accurate, right? But we have 1% differences there, so that's a huge figure. So you can choose for this, right? Let's see the set of questions. So we have 4-5 questions in this set. The table above shows the quantity in units of bicycle spare parts sold by a bicycle dealer in each of the years 2004 to 8. So different spare parts are there and number of pieces sold in each year 2004 to 8. So that's written over there. Okay, next is total revenue rupees 10 lakh. The pie chart above gives the product wise distribution of the total revenue from sales of bicycle of the dealer in year 2008. Okay, so in year 2008 total sale was this, right? And the total revenue generated is this. And we don't know the price of the spare parts. See over here number of pieces sold which is given, and over here the breakup of revenue under this like is given over here among different parts. So I just can give you a simple example. Say total revenue is 10 lakh. So 5% of or 1% of 10 lakh, that is 10,000 rupees is generated. Revenue is generated from saddles, right? And saddles, total number of saddles sold is 712. So this is how you have to understand this set of graphs. Okay, this is table and this is pie diagram. So let's move to the question. And next is the price of each spare part has been rising successively every year, 10% that of immediately preceding year. Okay, so 10% every year it is increasing, right? So suppose in 2004 it is rupees 100, then in the next year it will be 110, then 121, then 133.1 and so on. So that you can say the effect is actually compounding. Okay, now let's go to the questions. Okay, find the approximate revenue from sales of frames in the year 2006. Okay, now 2006 breakup of revenue is not given, and but we know that every year the price of each spare part is increasing by 10%. That is already given over there. So first of all, what we have to do, the total revenue generated in the year 2008 is by frames is 21% of 10 lakh, right? So the total revenue generated in 2008 by frames is 2,10,000. Right? Now the total units sold in 2008 is 190. So per unit price is this by 190. Right? Now price is increasing by 10% every year. Suppose in year X 2006 if it is X, then next year it will be 1.10, and then further next year it will be 1.10 of this. So this is Very simple to understand. I have already explained this thing, like if 10% increase is there, then what will be the price next year, right? So this is the price of frame in the year 2008, right? So before 2 years the price must be this 1.1 and 1.1. So this is the unit price in year 2006. Now how many units are being sold in 2006 of frames? These are 360. So this is unit price into 360. That will give us the revenue or sales generated by frames in the year 2006. Okay, so that's a 1, 2. I just did remove this, and this is 4, 5, 6. So this is precisely this. Okay, so our calculation is 21 into 36 by 19 into 11 into 11. So we have this huge data with us. Now obviously we have to go for the approximation. Now you just look at the options. Since there is none of these, you can approximate to a great extent, because see over here 3,28,000, 3,73,000, 42,000, 3,97,000. So options are quite far from each other. So there is a scope of approximation. Now you see 19 into 11. You must be knowing how to multiply a number by 11. So that's 1, 9, and 1 plus 9, that is 10. So it's precisely 19 into 11 is 209. Okay, so that means I take out 1 0 from here. That's 10 is to 5. I make this as 210. So this data in this data is cancelled, right? Now this cancellation, 11 3s are 36, we are left with 3, then 11 2s, so we'll be getting 32 point something. So our initial digits should be 3 and 2, and we can see, and after 3 and 2 we have 10 is to power 5. So this is neglected, this is neglected, and initial digits must be 3 and 2. So this is the correct option. No need to go for the actual multiplication. Okay. In fact, if you wish to go for the next digit, it must be 7. So our answer will be 3, 2, 7 and something something. So no need to calculate. This is the correct answer. Just one mistake I have done, because this is 36. The decimal must be over here. So 32 initial figure. This is the correct answer. Okay, I hope you are clear. Find the approximate price per tire in the year 2007. Once again the same similar calculation we have to do. In this case, in fact, we have one less calculation. So in year 2008, contribution of tire is 11% of 10 lakh. I can say that is 1,10,000. Right, so 1.1 lakh I can say, yeah, or I just write 1,10,000. And the unit price must be total number of tire in year 2008 is 2047. Okay, now this is the unit price in 2008. Now unit price in 2007, that is suppose X, so 110% of X is this. Okay, so the unit price in 2007 should be this divided by 1.10, for the same reason I have explained you over here. Okay, now this is what one. Now that's pretty simple. Suppose I make this 47 to this 00, then 3 zeros and 3 zeros are cancelled. Then we are left with 50. Okay, so since I have gone for the approximation to lower side in case of denominator, so this answer is actually bit higher. So our actual answer is bit lower. So just bit lower than 50 is rupees 49, right? The other option that is lower than 50 is 45, which is quite far, right? So 49 is the correct answer. So using approximation technique, you can solve this question very easily. In which year was the total quantity of all the spare parts sold the maximum? Okay, in this case, we just have to add up the numbers in each column. So the calculation seems to be tedious. So what we can do is, if we can observe, see in case of this tube, we have this very big figure, that is 4801. So the maximum number which is less than this is 3100, so this difference is in fact 1700 approx, right? So, and when we just look at the other data, here the difference between this and this is at max it is like 100 negative, at max it is this is 200 negative, but in this case it's almost same. 300 negative, 3 into 500 negative, then it is 400 positive. So this line is offset. Okay, here's a huge difference, 1848. Then we compare this with this. From these two we can eliminate this. From this it's a huge difference of 2600, which cannot be offset by other numbers. So even this case can be eliminated. So even I think similarly we can see 2006 and 7 also, because this figure is very huge and remaining are almost closer, maybe 10, 20 plus minus. So we can say this 2008. Okay. In which year was the quantity of handles sold as a percentage of the total quantity of spare parts sold the maximum? Okay. This is also either we have to go by observation of the data, or it will be a huge calculation, because as a percentage of total quantity of spare parts sold the maximum handles, right? So suppose I take year 2004 handles, this is 845 out of these total quantity. Now in the previous case we have already seen that all these data are slightly bigger than this, right? This column sum. Now in this case 845 handles are there, which is maximum among these 5, right? So, and that sum is less than these columns, the sum. So numerator is bigger in from all the 5 cases, so this should be the highest percentage. Okay, so that should be in year 2004. So questions were interesting and simple, but the last 2 questions were involving bit observation and calculation. Otherwise remaining 2 questions were really very simple, very less time consuming.